Welcome, and welcome to Season 2 of Unemployed to Untouchable. We've changed everything from top to bottom, not gonna lie to you. We had to, because as much fun as it was staying up last season by the skin of our teeth through the playouts, which I now understand, kind of, but still don't understand the playoffs, which we'll see when we come to it, hopefully, this season. Or if we can end up in this top spot, which would be even better. We've changed a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, we've changed a lot. So let's jump into everyone's favorite section, transfer history. Let's get into it. We'll start with the outs. You see that we've got what's that? 45 grand net spend, which is pretty good if you ask me. I'm not gonna lie. So the first ones were players that were just kind of knocking around the club. They'd agreed terms with these teams. They're nothing special. I wasn't really too bothered about losing them. This was one of our centre-backs. He'd been here for a little bit longer and wrong side of 30. Offered him out. Anyone who wanted to give me anything for him was more than welcome to. NEC came in, offered me whatever they offered me for him, 33 grand. Took it and ran, basically, because centre-backs was one of the places I was definitely looking to strengthen, because that seemed a bit of a weak spot carrying in from last season. And then we had Monari. We don't play with wingers still in our formation, spoiler. We don't play with wingers, so just got him out the door. He was just knocking about the club, not doing much. Another 40 grand there. Another one of our centre-backs. I wasn't really feeling him for some reason. Yeah, he was there. He's still decently young, but his stats, they're not bad, but they're not great either. So again, another one just out the door, get him off the books and get some form of money in for him. This was one of our youngsters. Still looking to keep him. He's got possibly some decent stats, but we'll see. Another one of our youngsters, and you might notice this guy. I brought him in January, I think it was. What was it for? 60 grand. He got a 6.86 in 11 appearances, 2 goals, an assist, and a player of the match. We got 39 grand profit on him. It is what it is. I've brought in other strikers and he wasn't going to get a look in compared to what I brought in, so I just sent him packing, which it's not the greatest thing, is it, after being bought in January and then getting sold in the summer, but it is what it is. And then, yeah. Squad overhaul, you could say. There's been a complete squad overhaul. These were some of the players that had signed in January and they were going to join us here. So here's the first one. We've got a Brazilian centre-back, Rodrigo Guth. There's a lot of potential on this fella. I might look to loan him out, but I want to keep him purely because he's got some decent stats for this level, and comparing him with some of the players that we already sold, he's about 10 years younger than one of them, and 5 years or 3 years than the other one, and he's got pretty much identical stats, if not better. So I was really happy to get that one across the line. 50 grand, pretty good deal if you ask me. Another centre mid, Andrea Palazzi. We brought him in. I think I might just call him Andrea 12Azzi. Good one. Because he loves a 12 attribute, this kid. Look at them. Beautiful stuff. He's just there. Squad depth. If I need him, he's there off the bench. But yeah, semi-decent player. Didn't cost me too much. 55 grand again. Nicola Rauti. We've got a youngster here, but he's pretty much ready for the first team, ready to go straight away. I think he could walk into most Serie C teams. Regardless, it's just we've got a lot of competition for striker. And I may look to loan him out, but I may look to actually give him some game time, because he's got all of his important stats for a striker are there or thereabouts. He's still 21, so there's not too much to be worried about. He'll grow. You see, he's got some decent potential there as well. Next up on the list, I was so excited when I saw this guy. I mean, come on, really? We're focusing more through the middle formation. He fits like a snuggly little winter glove. I mean, look at these stats. They'll just look unbelievable. And I'll show you the kind of formation that I've been playing about with here and there in these last last couple friendly games in the preseason ahead of our first game, which I will bring you as well today. But yeah, Joaquim Carcela, we got him on a free. I mean, come on, free. Another one, as you could probably see, a bunch of these players, they came from kind of the Belgium, Netherlands region, I think it was. And that's down to one of our staff members who's got a quite, I think we've got 2 scouts who've got decent knowledge of Belgium and the Netherlands. So I was just getting report after report from there. And here's one of the centre backs that I brought in who can also double up as a defensive mid, which I was happy with this. I was really happy with this. I mean, look at these stats for a centre back. He's got all the important ones. You know, he's ticking the right boxes, and then more so even for the defensive mid, he's a destroyer. He's there. Look at that, 17 strength. All these tackling, marking is perfect, absolutely perfect, and I couldn't pass up on him either. And he was a free as well. So all's well that ends well. Another one, we've got William Balikwisha, and I saw him. I brought a lot of these players in on trial because of their expiring contracts, and I must have had so many players this season on the expiring contract section. But it's probably my favourite part, just kind of getting players in and seeing what we can pick up. And we ended up with him. I kind of saw him and I saw he was defaulted to a winger, which we don't really play wingers, but again, if we do, he's a really good winger. And he can also play Metzala through the middle, but I'm training him to kind of play a playmaker role through the middle as well, which I think he would be really good at, because if I just change this here to an advanced playmaker role, all his highlighted stats, you know, they're really good. So if I can get him playing just behind the strikers, it'd be even better for me just to have that option, and he can play 3 roles then. The next player we've got is Bianchini, backup goalkeeper. There's not much to say, just backup goalkeeper. Next one is another centre-back. We've got Anthony Walongwa. Again, like Konate, pretty much the identical player. He just can't play centre-back. He just can't play defensive mid, which I'm not really too worried about. We've got an abundance of midfielders now and centre-backs with enough quality for this division. So all the highlighted ones, really happy with it. This one cost me about 6k. Again, in the grand scheme of things, 6k is nothing when you get a player like that. Left back, it was the biggest issue that I wanted to address, and trying to find a good left back on FM it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. It's ridiculously hard for whatever reason, but they're really hard to come by. And I was scouting for the longest time and I could not find anyone for the life of me. And then I ended up finding Barloco here. I brought him on trial as well, and I just saw some decent stats. So his physicals are really good for this level. His mentals as well, and the main 2 that I look for in crossing and dribbling, they were perfect. And I pretty much offered him a contract straight away. And £500 a week it's peanuts. It's literally peanuts for a player like this. I've landed on my feet considering the players we had at left back last season. It's just a huge upgrade. Now the next 2, they're more so for our under 20s. Probably still do a job in the main team, but not quite as of yet. So this one, we've got Ebrima Dabo. We brought him in from Roma. I think it was a free as well. Yes, it was. And again, he's just a destroyer, defensive mid. 15 tackling, 15 passing, 15 aggression. He's got everything there. He just needs to work on his physicality a little bit. Once this gets up, he could be an absolute machine. So I will be looking to loan him out and try and get him some game time, whether it be in these divisions here or even if he just stays in our under 20s. But I would like to try and get him out. And another one, Collie Sacco. I think was he like a wonder kid in the past years or this year? I can't really remember. His face cracks me up. His face cracks me up. But again, like Darbo, he's kind of similar, but again, he can do a little bit more. So he's more of he can do box to box. His technicals a little bit going forward, they're not the greatest again, but he's only 19 years old, and considering the rest of his stats, they look really, really good. Another one, picked him up on a free. Milan had only got him in, it looks like on a year's contract, and his name just rung a bell when I saw him expiring. Brought him in on a trial. You know, he showed me what he had and I signed it up straight away. Couldn't really pass it up. His wages, next to nothing as well, on a 3-year deal. Next one is Gabriele Gori, and he's a fantastic little striker. He is absolutely brilliant. I looked at him at the end of last season, and I kind of messed up the contract negotiations with him, and he wasn't having it, and he had a paddy at me and got angry. And then the next time I kind of saw him, I'd forgot about him, and then he was a free agent pretty much, so he didn't have a club, and I didn't mess up the contract negotiations that time. Made him a star player. Still, his wage is nothing too extraordinary, and he's kind of like Salvatore Catturano, just 10 years younger, so I couldn't pass it up. And again, he's got a little bit more room to maneuver with his potential. If he hits that potential, he's going to be absolutely top draw. But again, I was happy to pick him up on a free. Another fantastic striking option. He was injured for the last, I think 8 weeks, something like that, which it's not been ideal, but is what it is. Next one up, we've got Riccardo Tonin. He was expiring as well from Milan, and I was trying to sign him permanently. They gave him a new contract, which really annoyed me because look at his stats. Look at his stats. He looks absolutely fantastic, and he's only 20 years old. He's going to be really, really good for us, I'm hoping, this season. I just wanted to bring in a lot more quality in depth because we were lacking. Well, we were just lacking. We were just lacking last season. There wasn't anything too stand out about us. You might look at it and you think I've changed Cesena. I have. I won't lie to you. It was needed. It was completely needed. But when we're bringing in players like this, you can't really complain. I mean, look at that. For a pressing forward, he's just brilliant. Next one, we've got Alan Jabana. I brought him in just for something different, purely because of his pace, and he's got finishing. So if we ever kind of want to play getting in behind, long balls over the top, he's there. He's my boy's there. He's ready. 15 accel, 15 pace, 15 finishing. What more do you want? He looks absolutely brilliant, if you ask me. Completely brilliant. On a free, kind of a no-brainer. Why not? Why not? So now we have got some absolutely brilliant striking options in the team, whereas before we kind of relied on Salvatore Catturano, and that's never going to end well for you when you're relying on one player. The next player, again, like I mentioned, we've got a Dutch one here, kind of backup for the left back, because both of our left backs we had last season, they got released. We needed a minimum of 2. I know we've got like players that can play centre back and left back, but I just wanted to bring in because he can play actually 4 positions, and why not? Again, he was free. His stats, they're not anything special, but you're happy with him to be a backup, then you're really happy. The next one is another one that I messed up with with his contract negotiations when he still had a club when he was at Milan. He had a little fit at me again. He ended up becoming a free agent, and like Gori, I didn't mess it up that time. 20 years old. Look at his stats. He's just playing behind the striker. What else can I say? He just fits the bill. He completely fits the bill. He went into my under-20s, but we are going to basically play a 3. We're going to need a lot of bodies in midfield, so I promoted him pretty much straight away to the first team, and he'll be seeing some game time this season, I'm sure of it. And the last one that we just got over the line before I started recording, Alessandro Bordin. And again, another in squad depth player. Yeah, I mean, look, he's kind of like, who was it? Where's his face? Palazzi. They're very similar, him and Palazzi, but again, he just provides amazing squad depth. He's just there. He's there. But yeah, that's what's happened with the transfers. Been a busy boy. With our staff as well, we've had a complete overhaul of staff. So got rid of pretty much everyone and brought in my own ones. What was this guy? I think he's a fitness coach. Our fitness coaches were absolutely horrible. I don't know what they were doing here. Another one. They're all pretty much costing me nothing, but the improvement that they've provided to the team is just head and shoulders above what we had before, and I can't complain about it at all. Here's the 2 scouts that I mentioned before, so they've got they've got knowledge of pretty much everywhere. Erwin and Bo and Penza. These 2 were the boys that were providing me the Belgian reports, and then everyone else was, you know, kind of just sprinkling players here and there. But we've overhauled pretty much the entire thing because we just had to. And then you can see they were pretty much nearer the top of the league for the Italian Serie C for how well our staff stack up to the rest of it, which is what I wanted. That's the transfers. I'll just show you the pre-season as well, how it's been going. Mixed bag. Mixed bag, definitely. It's just been trying to get everyone to settle in together, get everyone up to speed. You know, with the amount of players that we brought in, there's gonna be a bedding in period within where they're not going to be on the same page some of the time, and me tinkering with formations and everything. It's not the most ideal thing in the world, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So yeah, we've had some players the last couple of games. I just set them up to test out the newest formation that I found. Take it with a pinch of salt because they're probably some amateurs that are going to school and play football on the side. We're out of the cup. It's not. I don't care. I do care. It is what it is. We're out of the cup. We've got another cup here, some Serie C cup. I don't know how this works. Another thing that I don't know how it works. Yeah, the Serie C cup. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And then we've got our first game of the season here against Prato, who I think they were promoted in the last season, so this should be a winnable fixture for us. Our strength in depth now, the players that we've added from last season, we should be absolutely steamrolling Prato. There is no reason why we shouldn't, but you know, it is me at the helm. So let's jump into our tactics and I'll show you what I've conjured up here. Dun, 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 dun. A 4-2-3-1 narrow. Don't worry. Christmas tree's still there. I'm still in the Christmas spirit. Don't worry, I'm still in the Christmas spirit. But not as much. So, with all the players that we brought in an absolute abundance of midfielders, so I'm trying to basically make it work with this. I've moved Caterano back as a shadow striker because he can actually play there, and when I look at everything that's highlighted for it, he excels playing there, so I'm trying that for now. We're playing Jabana as the pressing forward on support. Again, trialing it for now. I haven't played an Enganche for I don't know how long, probably since it first came to FM, but if you ask me, Carcella's stats for an Enganche, other than his balance, he should absolutely excel in that role. So I'm trying it. Why not? We're keeping Simon on the right hand side as an attacking mid. Then we've got Addizzone and Peterman as our defensive midfielders. We don't want to get too caught out with all these players up here. We've got Grujevic doing his beautifulness down this right hand side that he also loves doing. I think we're going to go with Konate and Coccolo as our starting centre-back partnership to start the season, and Barlocco and then Satellino in goal. And then just our strength in depth on the bench, we can change as and when we please. This is the main thing that I'm happy with the team, because last season when I looked at it, I look at my bench and it was like a tumbleweed. It was just like pass along there, and there's nobody really calling my name. But now I look at it and I'm unbelievably happy, especially when these boys down here. Gunelli was going to be the starting centre-back with Konate, but he got an injury the same game as Gori did and the same amount of time, so not ideal. But yeah, they're back within a couple of days, so within the next week they should be good to go. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm trialing. I'm going with possession, baby, possession. We're going with full-on possession based. The Christmas tree, it was working, but I want to get a little bit, you know, spicy, a little bit fancy with it. So we'll see how this works out. And if we end up losing the Prato, Christmas spirit is always there. Finances are still looking very, very healthy. So we've got 2 million in the bank. We've still got 1 million transfer budget. We're under our wage budget, scouting budget, everything. Nothing too much to worry about here. Everything's looking hunky-dory. The board still won't give me my coaching badges, which is extremely annoying. Board, just saying. Give me my coaching badges. They're not happy with me. They're not happy. I'm already disappointing them. They're happy with me working within the wage budget and then signing players to sell for a profit. So that's the brand spanking new Cesena. The bookies have made us 5th in the season preview to go up in the playoffs, which I'm happy with, to be fair. We were down in about, I think, 9th or 10th before we started making the signings. Once we'd signed everyone that we did, they pushed us up to here, which, thank you, I appreciate it. They've still got us down with the 5-2-1-2. Wait till you see, boys. Wait till you... Can't believe they've not put the Christmas tree in. That's pretty rude, if you ask me. Pretty rude. Regardless, that's what's happened since your last being here. Next thing up, we've got Prato. So yeah, we've got Prato at home for the first game of the season. Let's jump into it. Let's do it. Like I said, we have to be getting something from this game. They've just come up. You know, I don't see why we can't kind of get something from this. There's no reason why we shouldn't be, apart from this formation, which I've only played for 2 games and they were against some farmers. But still, we should be getting something from this. It's always lovely when 2 of your players care and the rest of them don't. Things you love to see. Cesena against Prato. Are we going to get the fancy little... No, we're not. That guy called Garibaldi. He's called Garibaldi. Biscuit. Gary Biscuit. We've definitely got possession. That is one thing we have got. There's no way we can't have it now. Encourage. Come on, boys. We've got first 20 minutes. No highlights, but the stats are saying otherwise. There we go. What I wanted. Right. Carcella down the wing. Engonge. Good tackle. Engonge, Carcella. Peterman. Grujic. That's a nice switch. Barlocco on the other side. Grujic. Ping. Ooh. Good effort. Good play. Simon he's got a injury, it looks like. I'll have to monitor that by half time and see if I need to do anything about that, bring him off. Hopefully we don't. Can I have another highlight, please, FM? Got any more of those highlights? No. No, they don't. They've done nothing. They've literally done nothing. I might have to take off Simon's. I just don't want to risk it. Either I bring on Olza or I bring on William. I think I'll bring on William. Go on, William. Go on, Sunshine. I hope that's not a long-term injury for Simons. I had big hopes for him. Big hopes. Again, we got highlights straight away off kickoff. What a nice, lovely build-up play we play with now. Barlocco taking on the left back, right back even. Again. Ping one in. Jabana. Oh, it's William. He's been on. That's his first touch. It's his first touch, and he's pinged it in like that. And that's the things you love to see. You know, when you come to a crossroads like that, and you don't know who to bring on, and it pays off straight away. You just feel so proud of yourself. I mean, ping! Look at that. Wonderful stuff. Absolutely wonderful. 1-0 Cesena. And you can't say we haven't deserved it because 74% possession and the shots as well. A highlight again. Konate, 2-0. 2-0. Mori Konate, lovely header. Really good free kick in from Peterman into the danger area. And Konate's got his big head on it. Bing! 2-0. Love it. I absolutely love it, boys. Well done. And that should be that. The final highlight before the referee gives it a little toot, toot, toot. And that's a lovely start to the first game of the season. A 2-0 comfortable. And if I've ever seen a more comfy game than this one, they had a 0 XG. Yeah, it's like they weren't even there. Like they weren't even there. 75% possession. It's textbook. Absolutely textbook. That was our roundup of the beginning of the season. Transfer business, new club business, pretty much. It's a brand new club from the start of last season. So yeah, that was our first game of the season. A comfy win against Prato. The next game is pretty much in 2 days, I think it is. Yeah, in a couple days. So the next game is in 2 days against Arezzo. I don't know where they finished last season. Was it 5th? So they were in the playoffs last season, so they should be a little bit more of a challenge. And then we've got Cesena. We may come back for... So I think we find out... Let's find out who we have in the Serie C Cup, because it's right here. Decline. Right, let's have a look at this draw. Automatic draw. Let's see who we get in this. Not that I know any of these teams, but it's just the suspense of it. Keep everyone on edge. Monopoly. Oh, that'd have been fun. That'd have been a good title. Pisa. Nope. Cesena against Pescara. That is a tough draw. That's a tough draw. Pescara, I'm pretty sure they were Serie A not long ago, pretty much like Cesena. Were they? They were. They were indeed. So they were Serie A twice. Back in 2011, 2012, and 2016, and then they've had a bit of a decline. Or not a bit of a decline, a lot of a decline. So, good draw there. And we'll probably come back for that next. I know Mantova were a relatively decent team last year. Where did they finish? 7th. So again, they finished in the playoffs, or we can just come back. We'll see. We'll see how it's looking. We'll definitely come back for this Pescara game. That should be a really good fixture. But yeah, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the transfer roundup, our brand new look at the team. Drop some comments down below if you like the look of the new transfers, the new staff signings, the new tactics, the new everything. Just everything's at a facelift. It's brand spanking new. So yeah, I'll see you in the next episode for Pescara and maybe another game. We'll see. We'll see how everything looks. So hope you've enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to me if you don't want to miss any future content. If you enjoyed the video, drop it a little like at the bottom. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one in a bit.